if you want to. But then you won't get to go exploring with me.
Exploring? What's exploring?
Exploring means going someplace to look for something hardly anybody's ever seen before.
Oh, what's that?
It's a map I found in the royal attic. And guess what? Right here, it shows that there's a magic window hidden somewhere in the hills. Let's go try to find it.
Oh, boy! A magic window! Wow! I always wanted to find a magic window. What's a magic window?
So Princess Gwen and Prince Hubert washed their faces, brushed their teeth, and ate their breakfast. Then, so they wouldn't wake anyone, they quietly tiptoed away from the royal castle. Once outside, they walked toward the hills of Tumtum. They didn't see a soul about. Gwen and Hubert tried to imagine what the magic window would be like.
Maybe we can go through the magic window and find buried treasure on the other side.
Maybe a genie will come out of the magic window and grant us 3 wishes. Let's see. I think I'd like a bike, and a teddy bear, and a giant, hairy, purple, flat-footed goose and pfeffer.
What?
They walked and then walked some more. Soon they were far away from Tumtum. They looked everywhere for the magic window, but they couldn't find it. Finally, they came to a river. Both of them were tired.
We haven't found the magic window yet, Gwendolyn. My feet hurt. I wonder where it could be.
I bet it's on the other side of this river.
But how do we get across?
Gwen thought for a while.
I know what. See those big stones in the river? We can jump from one stone to another until we get to the other side.
Well, I don't know. What if we fall in?
Oh, we won't fall in. Don't be afraid, Hubert. Follow me.
And so Gwen jumped to the first stone, and then to the second, and then to the third. Hubert was right behind her. Gwen jumped from the last stone to the bank, the land next to the river. She'd made it across.
Come on, Hubert. One more stone and you'll be here. Jump, Hubert, jump!
So Hubert jumped. Boy, did he jump! But Hubert didn't reach the bank. He jumped too high. Right in the middle of his jump, a low-hanging tree branch caught his pants. Poor Hubert. He just hung there, swinging.
Help! Help! Somebody save me!
Gwen stood on the riverbank and jumped up and down and waved to her brother. She didn't know what else to do. She was too far away to reach him and couldn't swim across the river to help him. But suddenly, the ground began to shake. It sounded like an earthquake, but it wasn't. It was Apple Blossom, the dragon, jogging by the side of the river. Apple Blossom was a tangerine-colored dragon who had just moved to Tumtum from Canada. She liked to go jogging every morning.
Apple Blossom, please, help my brother. He's caught on a tree branch.
Apple Blossom, like her friend, the Lollipop dragon, was friendly and liked people, especially children. When she saw Hubert out on a limb, she quickly leaned down and lifted him right up and gently placed him on the riverbank next to his sister.
What happened, Gwen? How did Hubert get stuck on that branch? You're lucky I was jogging by.
We were jumping across the river on the stones. We've been trying to find the magic window all morning.
It's not safe to skip on stones. You might hurt yourself. But if you promise never to do that again, maybe I can help you find the magic window.
And the children promised.
Now, will you help us find the magic window?
Of course I will. But first, there's someone we should see. He knows what can be found in these hills because he's lived here a long, long time. If you'll climb up on my back, I'll take you to him.
And so, with the children on her back, Apple Blossom walked around one hill and then another and another. Soon they came to a gigantic lake. Who do you think they saw? It was the Lollipop Dragon. He was taking his morning bath and blowing bubbles with the world's largest bubble maker at the same time.
Found a peanut, found a peanut, found a peanut just now. Just now, I found a peanut just now.
Good morning, Lollipop. I brought some visitors.
Why, hello there, Apple Blossom. Hi, Hubert. Hello, Gwendolyn. Want to blow some bubbles?
No thanks, Lollipop, but it sure looks like fun.
We need your help, Lollipop. Will you show us where to find the magic window?
Why, I'd love to. I haven't been there in a long time, and I know just where to find it. Follow me, everybody. We're almost there. I think I see it. Yes, there's the magic window.
But it wasn't really a window at all. It was a small pool surrounded by a sparkling golden fence. Lollipop and Apple Blossom, Hubert and Gwen could see their faces inside.
Oh, Lollipop, this isn't a magic window. It's just an ordinary pool.
Oh, but it's not just an ordinary pool. It's a very special one. But few people know its secret. We call it the magic window because it's a window to other times. It can show us things that haven't happened yet. It can even show us things that happened long ago. What would you like to see? Just say the magic words and ask your question.
But we don't know the magic words. Oh, Lollipop, what'll we do?
Let me see. I think I remember. It's in the ancient language of Tumtum. Argo, flit, flack, clumble. Valvo, jumbo, clean. Crave tooth, Hugo, tumble. Blitzcraft, fumble, plead.
Tell me, magic window, have there ever been any children like us? Children who like to go exploring?
And then a strange thing happened. Apple Blossoms and Lollipops, Gwen's and Hubert's faces were gone. The window began to speak to them in a strange voice.
Boys, girls, and dragons. Funny you should ask that question, because today is a very special day. On this date, many years ago, a great explorer made a great discovery. Oh, this is exciting. What happened then, Magic Window? Tell us more.
Don't get too close, Hubert.
Hubert, watch out!
But it was too late. There was a big splash. Hubert had fallen in, and he just kept falling.
Phew! Where am I? And who are they? Hush! You have fallen into history. You are in Genoa, Italy, almost 500 years ago. The boy is Christopher Columbus, and that's Domenico, Christopher's father. Though you can see them, they can't see you.
But, Father, I do not want to be a weaver. I want to become a sailor.
Enough, Christopher. Your grandfather was a weaver, your father is a weaver, and so a weaver shall you be, too. If it's sailing you want, go out and fish.
But Christopher always dreamed of sailing. He would sneak away from his father's shop and go down to the harbor where the ships came in. He would dream of being a sailor and visiting faraway places and strange lands.
Did Columbus ever go to those places?
Sure he did. When Christopher grew up, he became a sailor. He sailed to places like Spain, Portugal, and to faraway Africa. But Columbus was not only a sailor. He liked to study, too. He read books about many things. He liked to read about geography and navigation. Geography taught him about the world and what its lands and waters looked like. Navigation showed him how sailors could find their way by using science, mathematics, and the stars. The more Columbus studied, the more a big idea began to grow in his mind. In those days, kings and queens bought many things from far away. All their gold, jewels, and all of their spices came from the East Indies. That is the land we now call Asia. The Indies were very, very far away.
As far away as we are from Tumtum?
Even farther. To get to the Indies, sailors in big ships sailed all the way around a large land called Africa. It took them many months to get to the Indies this way. But Columbus thought he knew of a better way to get to the Indies. He thought of sailing across a large body of water called the Atlantic Ocean. Sailors could reach the Indies much faster this way, he believed. Columbus told the kings of Portugal, England, and France about his great idea.
Sire, my new idea will bring much gold and riches. Think of all the sailing time you'll save. Think of all the new lands your kingdom can claim.
Sorry, Columbus. I'm not interested. Next petitioner.
Columbus wanted money and ships to help him find his new way to the Indies. But few people would listen to him, and no one would help.
Why didn't they want to help Columbus?
Some of them thought Columbus was wrong. They thought this new way would not lead to the Indies. In those days, very few people had sailed the Atlantic Ocean. No one really knew how big it was and what the whole ocean looked like. Some people thought that if Columbus tried to sail across that big water, he would never come back. But one day, someone listened to Columbus's idea. It was Isabella, the Queen of Spain. Isabella was very rich. She thought that Columbus's plan could be a way to make her even richer. Columbus told her his new way to the Indies would bring more gold to Spain. Queen Isabella liked his idea. She said she would help him. And she did. She gave him 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. She gave him money enough to pay men to help him sail the ships. She gave him enough food to last a long time. And she wished him
Good luck, Columbus. Don't catch cold.
On August 2nd, 1492, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria set sail for the Atlantic. They were off to find a new way to the Indies. In the beginning, sailing was easy. The weather was nice. Columbus's ship sailed far and fast.
Did Columbus ever have any dangers? Like that old branch that caught me on the river?
Well, Columbus didn't run into any troublesome tree branches. But as days passed, sailing became harder. Winds blew. Rain fell. They sailed 2 months and still didn't reach the Indies. Some of the men felt like you and Gwen did when you went exploring for the magic window. They thought they would never find the Indies. They wanted to go back to Spain. But Columbus would not change his mind.
Sail on, men. Sail on!
More hot chocolate. I think I'm getting a cold.
And then, late one night, a shout was heard.
Land ho! Land ho!
It was an island, land surrounded by water. On the morning of October 12th, 1492, Columbus landed on the island.
Our Holy Savior has led us to the Indies. In the name of God and Spain, I will call this island San Salvador. Our Savior.
Columbus had come to a new part of the world. It would soon be called America. But he didn't know that.
Columbus didn't know he was in America?
No, he didn't. Remember, he was trying to find a new way to the Indies. So when he saw America, he thought he was in the Indies. That is why we call the part of America that Columbus first saw the West Indies. Columbus even called the people he met there Indians. The Indians were very friendly.
They believe that I, with these ships and people, came from the sky. They invite you to share anything that they possess and show as much love as if their hearts went with it.
The Indians invited Columbus and his men to share their food and shelter. They even gave them gifts of gold. At first, Columbus was nice to the Indians. He gave them small gifts, glass beads, and tiny bells. But sometimes Columbus did not treat the Indians well.
But why? After the Indians were so nice to him.
Columbus could be a kind man, but he also could be a cruel man. And Columbus wanted gold. If he went back to Spain without it, no one would believe he'd been to the Indies. He would let nothing stand in the way of his search for gold. If the Indians, or even his own men, caused trouble, they would be beaten, sometimes even killed.
Oh, that wasn't very nice of Columbus.
No, it wasn't. But Columbus thought that what he was doing was right. He thought that God had chosen him to find this new way to the Indies. Columbus never knew that he hadn't found a new way. He had instead found a whole new world.
Then who really discovered America? I always thought it was Christopher Columbus. But he couldn't have discovered America if he didn't know he was in America. Could he?
It is not easy to say who discovered America. The first Americans were the ones Columbus called Indians. They came to America many years before, from a place called Asia. It was a long walk. They crossed a land chain that 20,000 years ago joined Asia to Alaska. So you could say that they, the Indians, discovered America.
Were there ever any other explorers that came to America?
Oh, yes. Many years before Columbus, a Viking sailor named Leif Erikson visited parts of America we now call Canada and the United States. And many years before that, it is thought that sailors from a large land called Africa visited parts of America we now call Mexico and Central America. African statues have been found in old Indian ruins. Other explorers came after Columbus. Another Italian, Amerigo Vespucci, is whom America was named for. There was also Ferdinand Magellan, who, like Columbus, was looking for an easy route to the Indies. And Magellan became the first European explorer to sail around the world. But Columbus is known as the first European explorer to discover the Americas.